Hi everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you what is on my iPhone. So I do this video every year like you probably know, and this year I actually upgraded to the iPhone 15 Pro. So we have a new phone this year, which is really exciting. And also I did like a whole video on where I customized my phone, showing you exactly the apps I use and everything. So I'll have that video linked in the description and in the eye on top if you want to go check that out. But yeah, in today's video we're just going to be taking a look at everything that's on the phone, lock screens, focuses, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just what is on my iPhone. So let's get started on what is on my iPhone. So here is my home screen setup. Like I said, I did a whole video on the customization and setup of this, but this is the setup that I have. I have a set of apps, and these are not all the apps that I have on my phone. These are just the ones I wanted custom icons for, some widgets and all that kind of stuff. So first off, we have this widget here at the top, which is a clock widget, which I got from an app called iScreen. Again, whole video on the setup, how I set this up exactly to match my background of my wallpaper and everything, so full video on that. But yeah, that is the first widget that I have here, and then I just have two more widgets here, which is for Notion, which I use often on my phone, especially to reference videos, which is why I have the content manager page set up on my home screen. So it's just this page here which I reference a lot, so that's why I have that there. And then I have a widget here for an app called Structured, which is an app that is for to-do list and time blocking your day. It's my newest favorite app that I found, and it's so nice to track your day and kind of just manage your time. So I absolutely love that app, and it has a cute widget as well, which shows you kind of what you've set out for your day. And then we just have all my icons here. So the first one I have here is Instagram, then I have Notion, the Bible app, and Pinterest, so that's that first block. Then here I have camera, YouTube, settings, and music. So pretty self-explanatory, just apps that I often find myself reaching for, which is nice to have on the home screen. Then these apps here, the four apps here at the bottom, are probably my most used apps, which is WhatsApp, Messages, Phone, and Photos. So I like just having them here on any home page. I can access them. It's really nice to have down here. If you're wondering about the icons that I have here, I got them off of Color Widgets, which is a widget app which I will show you when I get to all my other apps that I have on my phone. But yeah, these icons are from Color Widgets. Then the next page we have some more widgets and some more icons. So here first I have a widget stack. So a widget stack is basically a few widgets in one widget. So we have a battery widget, a weather widget, and a calendar widget, so I can just flip through them depending on what I want to see. So that is really nice. And then I just have my Bible apps verse of the day visible here, which is also really nice to have on my home screen. So that is also something that I have here. As for apps on my home screen, I just have, again, more apps that I just want quick access to. So I have calendar, notes, TikTok, and files. And then I have Netflix, calculator, Arc browser, which is my default browser, which I will get to. We have Disney Plus, weather, home, Flow, which is a period tracking app, and Canva. Now I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I rarely use these app icons. When I'm looking for an app, I find myself just swiping down and typing in whatever I want, the first three letters of the app, and then accessing it that way because it's just way faster. So I don't use this that often. It's more for aesthetic purposes than anything. I'm gonna be 100% honest, but yeah, those are the apps for my home screen. One thing I use a lot lately is my action button, which is unique to the iPhone 15. So how I set this up is I just hold down, and I have 5 or 6 different shortcuts here that I can have access to. So the first one is to launch YouTube Studio, which is where I can view all the analytics for my YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. Then I have it set up to open up Arc browser. So Arc browser I've made a video on computer. The phone app is still but I love Arc browser. It is set up on my phone and on my laptop specifically. I have different workspaces, personal, work, entertainment, some links that I can quickly access. It's just my favorite browser, especially on desktop. So that is why I have it here. I use it all the time, and it's a quick way to just launch my browser. It's just right there. So yeah, sometimes I will still use Safari, but Arc is my newest default browser. Then I have Structured here, which is again that app that I mentioned. So here you can see this is the kind of layout of the app. So each day I can block out time for whatever I want to do. I can tick off to-do lists, which is really nice, and it's just such a nice way of managing your day. Here you can see right now I'm time blocked for filming a video, so that is now running, as you can see, but I have access to that here on my widget as well to see what I kind of have planned. Then I just have Notion here, so I can just quickly launch Notion if I want to, if I don't want to access it here. Or what's really helpful about the action button is if I'm already in a different app and I want to launch one of these things, I can just tap the action button. I don't have to return back to my home screen to do that. So that's really nice. And then I have my 2 focuses set up. So the first one here is productivity, and then I have a focus for reading. I have these set up here just to quickly access them, but I also have them set up on home screen setups as well, or lock screen setups. So I'm just going to show you quickly. So if I swipe down here, you will see my lock screen, and I have multiple lock screens set up. So we're just going to start from this first one here, which has this little graphic on. I don't actually use this all that much, but it is there if I want to. Then we have this setup here, which has a photo from my wedding, which I really like. So I'll have that on sometimes. This is the one that I currently have set up, my most recent one. So it just has this kind of gradient looking picture. As for widgets on my lock screen, I have 2 widgets here. One is to launch Instagram, one is to launch Notion. I have a whole video on how you can kind of make those widgets, but these are really nice to have. I make them with an app called Lock Launcher, which is really nice. So you can go ahead and take a look at that if you want to. Then I have my focus setups. So basically this is a lock screen that when you activate it, it will activate your focus as well. Have a whole video on this. I'm not going to go into depth about this right now. So I have one for productivity and I have one for reading. So if I tap on it, it's going to go ahead and change my lock screen. It's going to change my wallpaper, and it's just going to go ahead and make a whole new lock or home screen setup. So I have a widget here, which is a time widget also from iScreen. We have our content manager here, which is for Notion again the structured widget, because this is more for productivity, work focus. And then I just have 4 apps here, which I use a lot for work, which is Spark Emails. That's my main email app. Then I have Arc Browser, like I mentioned. I have GoodNotes here because I like to frequently access this. And then again, we have YouTube Studio. So this is just a nice setup for productivity. Also, a lot of notifications are silenced for this focus mode. It's set to low battery or battery saving mode. All that stuff is just really nice to have. So that is the productivity focus that I've set up. Then going to this side, we have my reading focus. I just got this kind of image of Pinterest, which is really nice. And I just have for a widget here, the battery widget for my phone. I forgot to mention widgets here. I have my structured widget, which is from that app I mentioned. I have a Notion launcher and just the date. So that is the lock screen widgets that I have there. So for reading, if I go here, it's kind of the same layout as the previous one. I just have some different looks. So I have a different color background. I have a different widget, which is again from iScreen. I have my Kindle widget here, which links to my recent book that I'm reading. I have my books Notion page linked here. Then I just have a link to my reading journal, which is actually a GoodNotes document that I just made a shortcut for on my home screen. I have Goodreads, the Bible app, and the Libby app. So everything that's relating to reading. And that's basically all I have for focuses. I just need those 2, and yeah, those are the focuses. So like I said, I can access them either from my lock screens, or I can go to the action button and choose productivity, and it will change the setup, which is really nice to just see it change kind of the wallpaper and everything. So that is how I've set up all my focuses to just look a certain way and have certain home screen setups. Now let's get to all the apps which are here in the app library that are not on my home screen. For quick access, again, like I said, I often just swipe down if I'm looking for an app. That's just the fastest, I think, rather than going to search here. But yeah, these are all the apps. I have quite a few apps on here, so I'm going to try to go through these pretty quickly. The first section I'm going to go to is social media. So again, these are just basic apps. So we have Facebook, FaceTime, Instagram, Messages, Messenger, Phone, TikTok, and WhatsApp. Then here I have all my utilities. These are just some widget apps and just some apps for your phone's utilities. So first I have Clear Spaces, which is an app that allows you to make transparent widgets. I have a whole video on this app, this is probably the best app that does this, so I will have that linked. Then I have Account Access, which is for my Adobe app so that I can quickly sign in. I have Any Font, which allows you to install fonts on your phone if you want some third-party fonts on your phone. I have the App Store, Arc Browser, Calculator, Clock. Then I have Color Widgets, which I mentioned is where I got all my icons from. They have so many you can choose from. Some of them you have to pay for and others are free, so you can just check that out. Compass, Find My, Home. iFont is similar to Any Font to just install fonts on your phone. We have Magnifier, Measure, Safari, Settings, Voice Memos, Watch. What the Font is a app that allows you to identify fonts. So say you have an image of that has a font in it and you want to know what that font is, you can just use that app. And then I have my Ulight Station app, which allows me to control my Ulight lights, which is like those cubes that I have. So that's just a really helpful app to have. Then we have my entertainment app. So first off, we have Angel. So this is for The Chosen. It's a Christian-based series, which is amazing to watch. If you want to watch a good Christian series, you can watch that. Then we have Disney Plus. We have iTunes Store. Then Kernel, this is an app that Nikias Molina, which is a tech YouTuber, he brought out. It's basically like tracking all your entertainment series, anything you want to know about any entertainment, you can go ahead and take a look there. Then we have music, Netflix, Prime Video. I have the PS app here, Shazam, Showmax, which is a South African streaming service. We have Spotify, which I don't actually use. I'm a Apple Music girly, but we have Spotify here. Ster Kinekor is for our cinema, so if I ever want to book a movie, I can just do that from the app. We have Apple TV and YouTube. So those are all the entertainment apps. Then for creativity, I have quite a few here. So the first one is Adobe Express, which is Adobe's kind of like Canva. So I like using that a lot. We have Behance, which is kind of like a graphic design portfolio site. We have Blackmagic Cam, which I'm kind of trying to test out for log footage on iPhone for the iPhone 15 Pros. So I'm trying to test that out. I have Bokeh Lens. We have Camera Connect that allows me to connect my camera to my phone. Canva, CapCut, Dazcam, which is kind of like a photo taking app that makes it look kind of vintage. Then we have Eraser to erase backgrounds, which I don't actually use. Facetune, which I don't actually use. Freeform on here, which is Apple's app for kind of like note-taking, things like that. We have Jiffy, which I use often. Google Photos, iMovie. iScreen is that widget app that I mentioned that has all the cool widgets, and it has standby mode widgets, all that kind of stuff. Then I have Lens Distortion, which gives kind of like lighting effects to photos. I have Adobe Lightroom for editing photos. Lock Launcher is the app that I mentioned that I added the widgets for. Then we have LumaFusion here, which is a video editing software. If you're looking for a great video editing software for iPhone, LumaFusion is definitely the way to go. Fonto is just a quick photo editing app. We have Photos. We have DJI Ronin, which is for my gimbal that I use for filming. I have Studio, which is another photo editing app, Twitch, and YouTube Studio. For productivity, I also have quite a few apps. So I just have Acrobat for PDFs, AdSense for my Google AdSense, Calendar, ChatGPT, Collect. I have Contacts, Creative Cloud, Google Drive. ESP is for load shedding alerts here in South Africa because we have power outages quite a lot, so that's that. We have Files, Gmail, GoodNotes like I mentioned, Impact.com, which allows me to track affiliate marketing things, Mail, Microsoft Office, MyVodacom, which is my phone carrier, Notes, Notion, OneDrive, Reminders, Shortcuts, Spark, Structured, and Word. So those are all the productivity apps. Then I have some shopping apps here. These are pretty much more for South Africa, but we have Amazon, which is obviously everywhere, Checkers, Etsy, Gumtree, another Checkers app, Superbalist, Takealot, and Woolworths. So those are all my shopping apps. Food and drink, we have Burger King. Cookbook is a recipe tracking app, which I absolutely love. I use it almost every day. We have KFC, McDonald's, Mr. D, which is a delivery app. Pick and Pay, which is another shopping app. We have Sears and Uber Eats. Then we have information and reading. So here I have some more reading apps. We have Bible, like I already showed you. We have Apple Books, eSword, which is a Bible app, Enduring Word, which is also a Bible app. We have Goodreads, Kindle, Libby, Translate, which is Apple's app, Unicode, which is used for glyphs and fonts. And we have Wither, which is strange that it's here. Then we have Other here, which has some apps. So we have Maps, MD Clock is something that I often use for widgets. We have another Pick and Pay app. We have Pinterest, Skillshare, which I often like using. We have Spot, which is a South African store. We have Ulight, which is another Ulight app for my lights. And we have Zen Flip Clock, which is just a nice clock app that has a nice look to it. So that is that. As for finances, we have some banking apps, Capitec, FNB, PayPal, SnapScan, Standard Bank, and Wallet, Apple Wallet, which I use often. Then we have Apple Arcade games that I actually just have 3 of. This is Room 2, which is kind of like a puzzle solving game. I sometimes play that when I'm bored. I have Spire Blast, and I have the new Hello Kitty game because it's very similar to Animal Crossing, but yeah, I haven't actually played all that much. Health apps, we just have podcasts, we have Flow, which is, like I said, is a period tracking app. I have the health app, and then I have fitness app. Then all the games that I have on my phone, so these are also from the Apple Arcade games. So we have Call of Duty Mobile, which I have here. Me and my husband like to play that a lot. Crosswords was just really fun to have on my phone, especially if I'm bored. Duskwood is kind of like a mystery solving murder game. Then we have Hello Kitty, like I mentioned. We have that, what is it, Good Pizza, Great Pizza? It's just a very cute game. Smash Hit, Spire Blast, like I said. Steve, I will get to in a second. And then again, we have The Room 2. So Steve is an app that is actually a widget. You can't play it in the app. You have to save the widget in this section on your phone. It's actually right here. So it's kind of like those running games. I don't know why it's set to, can't even remember what that Netflix show is. Squid Games. But yeah, it's just a very cute running app. If you're bored, it's just a widget. So that is Steve. But I guess that's everything that I wanted to share with you on what is on my iPhone. I have like a whole setup video, like I said, and on there I also share with you kind of what my standby mode looks like. So that is if your phone is charging, and the landscape mode. You can watch that video if you want to see that entire setup, but that is everything that's on my iPhone. So that was my whole video on what is on my iPhone. I really hope you enjoyed it and found some new apps, new setups, all that kind of stuff. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And comment down below if you have any questions, app suggestions, anything like that. I love hearing you guys' responses, so definitely leave comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!